Let us see this one here, Sheikh Asim. Just to give you an example about how the fiction of Islam work, and is Islamic belief is based in anything really solid in their own religion, like this. Even the Quran says Muhammad, he went to heaven, or this is fiction. Well, you know, in fact, I challenge the Muslim to show me where Allah he says that Muhammad, he went to heaven. You will not find it. But let us hear together this guy who charged $100 an hour for 30 minutes, sorry.
The magnificent night journey that took place, known as Al-Mi'raj, where the Prophet ﷺ was taken to the seventh heaven. Did this take place physically or spiritually? Did it take place with his body and soul, or was it only with his soul? Akhi, the most authentic opinion is that this...
Here you notice, listen to this. Did you just notice what he said? The most authentic. So this religion is based, the belief that Muhammad, he went physically to heaven, is about most authentic. Here you notice right away how Islam collapsed. Islam just a bunch of stories, and even the Muslim, they cannot even confirm. What do you mean the most authentic? Either it is or it is not. So from the beginning, you notice that the Muslims are, you know, in order to avoid the embarrassment, they add things to the statement, and now it is the most authentic. But shouldn't be about a prophet, he went up to heaven. Either it's authentic or it is not authentic. All right? Exactly, it's an opinion. And you know what kind of a belief is based on opinion? That cannot be from God, right? So this religion, obviously, if we can call it a religion, and actually I want you, please, you know, today to take this video seriously and download it. Even if you keep it in your computer, you will be shocked. But before we continue, again, if there is any Muslim, he have a beard, he is a sheikh, he is knowledgeable, he would like to join us, you will see, he's welcome to call us. We will treat him, speak to him nicely. You will see in 2 seconds that Muslims, they have nothing to base any story they have in their book. There's no base. So if we go right now and we ask the Muslims, where in the Quran it says that Muhammad, he went to heaven? I will shave my 25-meter beard if you can show me where it says that. If you go in the Quran, we will go there. Let us finish this video and we will go to the Quran so we can laugh together.
Particular journey, the night journey, which Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned in chapter 17, Surah Al-Isra, Subhanalladhi asra bi'abdihi laylan min al-masjid al-harami ila al-masjid al-aqsa. All praise and glory be to Allah Azza wa Jal, who has taken his servant from Mecca, the Masjid al-Haram, to al...
Okay, hold on. Did you notice what he just said? He took him from Mecca. Where in the verse it says Mecca? It says al-Masjid al-Haram. Soon we will find where is the Masjid al-Haram, just to show you how stupid those Muhammadan are. Where it says Muhammad, it says Abdahu, his slave, his servant. Okay, where it says Muhammad? Nowhere. So all of this based on nothing. Nowhere it says Muhammad. Nowhere it says this is from Mecca. It is just their own fiction, and we will show you that. And that's why I consider this video as... Actually, I made the exact same video many years ago. But I think at that time I had a copyright over the video after less than an hour from making the video, and the Muslim, you know, right away they were able to delete it, and then they asked me to do it again, you know, but like without paying the videos of those Abdul. And I said, okay, in the future. So now it's time. This is the future. Let's do it again. So where it says in the Quran that this is Muhammad? Nowhere. So if we go right now in the Quran, this is the Quran, and we will go to this chapter the Muslims they are talking about. By the way, I just purchased a microphone just for my phone. So you guys, when I record something, you don't complain, because each time I record something, some of you says your voice is not clear, your voice is a clear voice, you know. So I just received it actually 5 minutes ago, you know. I have the delivery. Actually, before I prepare for going live. If you go here with me in chapter 17, chapter 17, sorry, verse number 1, it says, glorified be to Allah. By the way, everything you see between bracket is not there, just to let you know. Everything you see, no, not this microphone. I bought different microphone for the phone. The phone I'm using here in the table, this is big, a huge one. You know, you cannot use it really for microphone. That one is different. Anyway, later you will try it. You will hear me speaking about a topic, and it's going to be very upsetting topic for many people. And actually, always I would like to share with you how to analyze information. It doesn't matter what it is about. It's about religion, it's about politics, it's about economy, it's about even, like, you know, speaking to a person. So we should learn how to read things around us. Like, you know, when you go outside, what do? Before you go, it's a winter time, it's cloudy, you read the weather. You have to read the weather to make assumption of what kind of a preparation you have to have before you get out. Otherwise, you might get wet, you might get hammered by snow, you might get a dangerous road to drive on, or maybe even you might die. So we have to learn how to read. And the reading we are talking about is not just reading words. We have to read words and go in depth, try to understand the physiology of it, and the logic of it, the reasoning, and the result. And this is what we are doing today, and we will do with everything we do. Always try to do that. So here you see, it says a glorified, but there doesn't say to, you know, to who. It doesn't say Allah. Nowhere. You know? Nowhere it says above. Nowhere it says above all that evil. Nowhere. See how they add? This is why when you read Quran in English or your own translation, you will miss a lot, because Muslims, they are the lying machine when it's come to their book. I mean, all of this does not exist in the verse. If I change the translator right now in front of your eyes, this is translation of Hilali and Khan. So if I change the translator, let us say to Biktal, are we going to find the same? Look what happened. The verse shrink massively, to the point now I have to zoom on the verse. Do you see how much the verse shrink? Okay. Glorified be he who carried his servant. Any one of you see the word Muhammad there? Any one of you see the word Muhammad? Do we see the word Muhammad? Nowhere, right? Okay. And then, so he carried his servant by night. And here we need to take notes, and I hope you guys, you will do that with me, because those notes are very important, you know, very, very important. Let me draw a line. And I want you to do that with me too. Maybe you can take a screenshot after we take all the lines. So here they say carried, which is not really true. Asra does not mean carried. Asra, it's mean he moved, and we will find that in different verse in the Quran in 2 seconds if we look for it. So this is moving or let somebody go, not carried. This is a mistake in the translation. Here we have servant, no Muhammad. Here we know the time, by night. And then it says, from the inviolable place of worship. It doesn't say Mecca. It doesn't say the Kaaba. It doesn't say. And then to the far distance place of worship. To the what? In fact, it says the farthest distance place, not far, of worship. And what is around it, and this is very important, notice carefully with me, what is around this place is have a blast. This is very important, okay? And the rest is nothing, not important. But notice with me, and just to show you how stupid the ones who they try to say to us they are Muslims. Anyone notice something strange about verse number 2? Do you notice something with me? Let us see. I know that it takes time for the voice to go and come back. Let us see who of you will, will notice with me what I am talking about. What do you notice in verse number 2? Moses. Okay, what Moses have to do with this? What are we talking about? Are we talking about Muhammad or Moses? In fact, this is about Moses. There's two things happen here. The Hebrew, the Jews, they run from the Pharaoh at night. So now let us see point number 1. Let us clear the screen again, and try start from 0. At what time the Jews they left? At night. Left, moved, not carried. From the inviolable place of worship. And the neighborhood we're off, we have a blast. Who of you can tell me where we can find the story of Moses in the Bible, where it says that God, he forbid the Jews, even the priest, to get close to the place where he will appear to Moses? Anyone can remind me? Let us see how many of you have a good memory in the Bible. Chapter 9, anybody can give me? Exodus chapter 9. In Exodus, chapter 19, not 9, 19. Where God he said to Moses, if you read it from verse number 23, 24, you will see that God, he warned us, saying, set limit around the mount. Set a limit around the mount. Which mount we are talking about? This is the Mount of Sinai, right? What limit? This is a limit where people cannot pass. A limit where people cannot pass. And this place is blessed. This is where God, he came and spoke to Moses. And this is the forbidden land. This is the forbidden land. This is what it says in Arabic. Al-Masjidul Haram. So there's two things happen. He let them go. He moved them. He commanded them to move. From that point, at night, from the inviolable place of worship, where Moses bowed down to God, where there's a limit nobody can pass, and everything around it is blessed, because the Lord Almighty, he was there. And then you will see right away it says, we gave Moses the scriptures. It's talking about what? We gave him the command, because when God, he spoke to Moses, this is scriptures, right? Are you with me? Are you listening? We gave Moses the scriptures. The talk of God to Moses, even if it's one word, regardless of the tablet, even if it's, God, he said hello, this is scriptures, this is scriptures, because scripture is the holy word of God, either given to us by a prophet or God himself spoke, etc. So here you notice that the whole legend about Muhammad going to heaven collapsed in 2 seconds. Now, a Muslim, he might say to Christian Prince, you are stupid. What is the proof that this is what happened? Well, guess what? You see the chapter here? You see the chapter? What is the chapter name? Al-Isra. What does Isra mean? To move from place to place. Do you know that the original name of this wasn't like this? It was the chapter of Israel. If we go and search right now, if we go and search in Google, Prophet Google, peace be upon him, you will find from the Muslim website something is astonishing. Let me show you. All right. I'm just looking for an official Muslim website. Let us see. See, I don't need to prepare, like this why it's taken some time to find you something. But let us do this. All right. You can search if you can find in English. For me, I'm just looking for an Arabic, and let us go here. This is a Muslim website from the government, from the terrorist country of Qatar, the biggest terrorist supporter country in the world. And here is the website. It's called islamweb.net. And here the question here, speaking about, I will use Google translation, okay? So the person here asking, speaking about, like, he found a mushaf, and which means supposedly Quran, but it says there that there's a chapter called chapter Bani Israel, the children of Israel, instead of the chapter of Al-Isra. So the name, they changed the name. Let me show you. Translate. English. All right. Read with me carefully the disaster. You see, the Muslims, they say to you, they did not change the book, they did not change anything, but read with me carefully. So the guy is asking a question. These days I am in Geneva and I went to the mosque to pray, and I discovered that there is some Quranic books in which Surah Bani Israel is written instead of Surah Al-Isra. Here the answer is written in many tafsir books that yes, the chapter name was used to be called Bani Israel. It is true. Do you see it? It was called Bani Israel. Bani means children of Israel. Now we have more clear evidence of what the Quran speaking about. You see, I avoid speaking to Muslims about this because they are a bunch of idiots. They do not know. They don't have the level of education. Usually we don't have anyone. He knew what he's talking about. They are just a bunch of YouTubers, you know, potatoes. Each one, like, they make channels, they make money, and, you know, donate for us and support us, and supposedly they knew. But now we know that this is, the holy chapter is about what? About the children of Israel. So the one who left in the night journey, it was Moses and his people. And the place of worship which he moved from is where Moses, he spoke to God. And then he went to the farther land. Where is that? Muhammad here is an ignorant, by the way. Like the Muslim here, they say this is about Al-Aqsa. You see the word Aqsa? Aqsa, here it says Aqsa. Aqsa means the fatherland, but the Aqsa, the fatherland, is not in Jerusalem, cannot be in Jerusalem. Cannot. The Aqsa here is the maximum he can go. How we can prove that? Do you remember in the Quran, in chapter 5, verse number 21, 22, 23, 24, it speak about a limit for Moses to go. Moses and his people, they cannot exceed that limit. Why? Because the land became forbidden for them. So if we go, we will find this in chapter 5, verse number 21. Because the people of Israel, they did not obey the command of God, the land was forbidden for them for 40 years. So there's a limit. There's a limit they cannot pass. So they went all the way to that limit. Now, where is the visit to the heaven? If you go here with me, the Muslims, they keep talking about Muhammad going up to heaven. Anyone see the word heaven in the verses? In chapter of 17, which is originally used to be called a chapter of Bani Israel, which means the chapter of the Jews. Anyone see anything about going to heaven? Any Muslim can see the word going to heaven. Any Muhammadan? So where you got this story from that Muhammad, he went to heaven? Where we can find this story? Any Muslim can help us? Not even one? Who is a Muhammadan here would like to join us? Let's see. My Skype is open in case any Muslim would like to join us and he think he have knowledge and he can defeat us with his knowledge. There is nowhere speaking about going to heaven anywhere. I don't see it. And this is about the children of Israel. That's why it says Musa's, children of Musa's. Everything is about Musa's and the children of the Jews. And nowhere it says this is about Muhammad.